What's up guys, welcome to Daily Crypto News. In this video, we're taking a closer look at the $250 million bond that SBF reportedly paid for his release from jail. There have been several shocking revelations in the last couple of days, suggesting that SBF might not have paid anything at all to secure his freedom. We're also taking a closer look at how Caroline Ellison, the CEO of Alameda Research and a key witness in the FTX investigation, might be escaping criminal charges, which could lead to a staggering sentence of 110 years in prison. And guys, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to like the video and be sure to subscribe to our channel so you stay up to date on our daily crypto news. Let's get into the video. On Thursday, Sam Bankman-Fried was released from federal court after posting a massive bond on $250 million, which reportedly is the largest pre-trial bond ever seen. The massive bond price has spread like wildfire on the internet, with many wondering where SBF got the money from. Even during the court proceedings, Assistant US Attorney Nicholas Roos referred to the bond as unprecedented in size. But as we have discovered now, the $250 million bond might not be as significant as it appears. In a typical federal case, a bail bondsman would charge a fee of 10 to 15% of the bond amount in cash, and for Bankman-Fried's bond, this would amount to $37.5 million. However, SBF did not pay any cash for his bond, and in fact, it seems like he hasn't paid anything at all for the $250 million bond. There is another option for obtaining a bail bond. This option is that the defendant or someone acting on their behalf may offer collateral in the full amount of the bond. And if the defendant fails to appear in court, the pledged collateral will be forfeited to the court. In SBF's case, this would require someone to offer a property worth $250 million as collateral to secure the bond. However, as we see now, this did not occur. SBF's parents offered their Palo Alto home in California, which is said to be valued around $4 million, as a collateral for a $250 million bond. We also know that SBF will be under house arrest at that residence, and no other collateral has been provided for the bond. The $250 million figure for SBF's personal recognizance bond comes from a promise made by both of his parents to pay the court if he fails to appear in his trial. This type of bond, which allows SBF to be released from custody without posting a conventional bail bond, is based on his solemn promise to attend all required court appearances. And despite facing criminal charges, SBF was allowed to leave court simply by signing a document pledging to pay $250 million if he were to flee to a country with no extradition treaty. This outcome appears highly controversial and very questionable, especially as the prosecutor's office tried to portray the bail conditions as particularly harsh. Many of SBF's fraud victims are not satisfied with the bail conditions, which is understandable as it seems like SBF is now walking around as a free man without paying anything at all. So to summarize, for SBF to get released from his $250 million bond, his parents only had to put up their $4 million home as collateral, and SBF had to sign a contract saying that he has to pay $250 million if he flees to another country without an extradition treaty with the US. In my opinion, calling these bail conditions harsh is laughable, and it shows that the prosecutors are not taking the victims who have lost all their money in the FTX collapse seriously. We will be following the situation with SBF closely in the next couple of months to come, so be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our updates. Our second story is that Caroline Ellison might escape a potential prison sentence of over 110 years. The former CEO of Alameda Research may be granted bail in the amount of $250,000, but she's not permitted to leave the United States. As the former CEO of Alameda Research, Caroline Ellison is a key witness in the FTX investigation, and as of right now, she may be able to avoid prosecution on all 7 counts of allegations against her through a plea deal. Under the agreement, she would only be charged with criminal tax violations and would be eligible for release on a $250,000 bail. Ellison and the Office of the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York agreed to a plea deal that was made public on December 21st. The terms of the deal state that all major charges against the former Alameda executive will be dropped, which could have resulted in a sentence of up to 110 years in prison. Ellison was charged with 7 offenses. 2 of the charges alleged that she committed wire fraud against customers of FTX and conspired to do so. Another 2 charges claims that she committed wire fraud against the lenders of Alameda Research and conspired to do so as well. The 5th charge accused her of conspiring to commit commodities fraud, while the 6th charge alleged that she conspired to commit securities fraud against FTX's equity investors. The 7th charge accused her of conspiring to commit money laundering. And in exchange for her cooperation, including the full disclosure of all requested information and documents, the attorney's office agreed not to pursue any of the 7 charges against Ellison. The agreement does not offer protection against any charges that might be brought against Ellison by other authorities. It also does not prevent a potential prosecution for criminal tax violations if they are discovered during the court proceedings. Federal prosecutors have agreed to allow Ellison to be released on bail, provided that she meets certain conditions, including posting a bond of $250,000, staying within the United States, and giving away all of her travel documents. Now that we know that Caroline Ellison is cooperating with the prosecutors, it will be interesting to see what information they will find. This information might cast a light on the situation and how SBF led FTX into this gigantic collapse. That was it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our daily crypto news. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.